All right, guys, so it's Friday, October 28th, 2016, and that means it's time for new Halloween content in Grand Theft Auto Online. That's right, Rockstar just introduced the new Halloween content into the game, and in today's video, I'm going to be running you through all of that. But there's also a ton of stuff that Rockstar didn't mention on the newswire, which is slightly confusing, as well as some secret features and how the content actually works in-game. Like I said, Rockstar kind of assumed we knew how everything was going to work here, and there's a lot of stuff that goes unanswered. So we're going to be talking about all of that in this video today. But anyways, like I said, it is October 28th, 2016, and the Halloween DLC has been added into Grand Theft Auto Online. Rockstar states, strike fear into those who cross your path in Grand Theft Auto Online this Halloween with the LCC Sanctus motorcycle, and restore the balance to the universe with the new Lost and Damn Adversary mode, plus plenty of other thrilling bonuses and treats. So let's start with the new vehicle. That is obviously the LCC Sanctus, and that is basically the skull bike, the skull chopper, and there is some interesting things about this bike that you might find pretty unique. So I've done separate videos on this vehicle and this bike's customization and talking about some of its secret features, but there were two in particular that I actually missed here that I thought were very, very interesting. So obviously the bike is in the game right now. You can buy it for $2 million, but one of the unique features of this bike is the exhaust. So it's got this crazy exhaust that will like emit black smoke. I'm not sure what happens if it's changing gears or when it accelerates or decelerates, but it emits this black smoke and a shot of fire that comes out of the exhaust. It's very unique. This isn't seen on any other vehicle, on really any other bike. So I thought that that was extremely cool. Again, we'll be talking about this bike a little bit more in detail in another video, talking about its price and its justification for maybe why it is what it is. But you can't deny that this bike doesn't have really cool, unique features. And obviously that is one of them, that really cool exhaust right there. And another feature is that the skull lights actually function like headlights, meaning they can be shot out. Now, you might think to yourself, well, that's kind of obvious, but because someone doesn't see an actual headlight on the bike and might only see eyes, number one, they might not assume it could be shot out, but number two, it gives this vehicle a pretty menacing look. So obviously there's no way to remove the skull or to remove the lights in the eyes or whatever like that. At that point, you shouldn't even buy the bike. But if you want to remove the glowing eyes, you can shoot them out and they'll just turn black. And it actually does look really cool. So if you're going for a more minimalistic or kind of, stealthy look, that's one thing you can do. All you have to do is just shoot out one eye, and the second you shoot out one eye, the other one will be shot as well. So that's pretty cool. Not sure how many of you guys knew of that, but that is a pretty neat feature that does come along with this bike, the LCC Sanctus. Now, something else that was pretty interesting is we don't know if this vehicle is going to be time locked, meaning that it will go away after a certain amount of time, because Rockstar have added this into the game under Grand Theft Auto Online Bikers. So last year when the Halloween content arrived, you saw it on the website as part of the Halloween 2015 surprise. However, the Sanctus is arriving as Bikers. So it would be weird for Rockstar to remove content that came in an actual DLC like Bikers. So like I said, they're being very ambiguous when it comes to the date of when all of this stuff is going to end. And it's not very clear if the Sanctus bike is ever going to be disappearing. It looks like it might be permanent into the game because Rockstar stated it's been added with Bikers and not something like the Halloween surprise. Now, there's two dates in particular that if the bike is time sensitive, it could disappear. One of them is on Monday, November 7th. That's when the Grand Theft Auto Online anniversary special sales go away. That's one date that Rockstar has mentioned on the newswire. And then there is another one, November 15th, and that's when Rockstar states the old Halloween content is going to be disappearing as well. That being the Lurcher and the Frankenstein. They say that that's going to be going away on November 15th. So like I said, there are some very interesting dates here. I don't know if Rockstar is going to start a new event week on November 8th or November 16th. Again, they've done some very, very confusing stuff here that has made it kind of hard to tell what they're actually doing. But keep those dates in mind. And if you want to buy the Sanctus, I'd get it before the November 7th date, just in case it does end up disappearing. So let's move on to the next thing, and that is the Lost versus Damned adversary mode. So the only other thing you need to know about this right now is that right now it's 2 times money and RP, and that's actually going to be lasting through Monday, November 7th. So that could actually be a pretty cool way to make some money. I've seen some okay results from it so far. And the only other thing you need to know from that is that the Halloween style weather is only available in this game mode. So you guys have seen me in some other videos talking about Halloween weather and how spooky and scary it is. Well, it doesn't look like that's going to be coming to free mode, and it looks like it is completely locked to this new adversary mode, which is slightly disappointing because I feel like Rockstar could have used that in such a cool way, even if it was for only one day on Halloween itself, but it seems like that's not going to be the case. Now, in addition to that, there are 3 unlockable in-game t-shirts, so you will receive 2 of them for just simply signing into Grand Theft Auto Online. The first one is Twilight Knife, which is pretty cool. It's a black t-shirt with a pretty awesome design that features the white text of Twilight Knife. And then there's another one, which is Butchery and Other Hobbies. And I think this one's pretty cool as well. That one is on a black t-shirt. Also, you can get those shirts by simply logging into Grand Theft Auto Online now through November 7th, and they're free, and you'll find them in the special shirts category. And then if you buy the Sanctus, you can add another shirt to your collection through November 7th, and it is the Cheerleader Massacre 3 shirt, which in my opinion is the best one of them all, but unfortunately it does come at the expensive price of buying the Sanctus. So if you want to invest in the Sanctus, you at least will be getting a free shirt to go along with it. Now, very interesting, something that's happening on Halloween only. Rockstar is going to be doing a special double GTA Money and RP playlist featuring classic horror modes like Slasher, Beast vs. Slasher, and Come Out to Play. And that is going to be available only on Monday, October 31st, which of course is Halloween, and is only in the playlist that Rockstar provides, which you can launch from the GTA 5 start screen, and you can take place in the Mischief and the Mayhem. Now, on top of all of that, as Rockstar stated earlier in the week, they are going to be adding the existing Halloween content into the game. So the Lurcher Hearse, the Frankenstein, as well as the mask, face paints, bobbleheads, and horns. And like I said, those are all available through November 7th. However, Rockstar don't really explain how those work in terms of staying in the game. So for the Lurcher Hearse and the Frankenstein, if you buy them right now, they will be available forever. So if you purchase the Frankenstein or the Lurcher Hearse right now, and then in a week you decide to sell it, don't worry, it will still be available on your in-game website. However, that's kind of different how everything else works in the game. For the masks, if you buy them, you're obviously going to have them forever. However, with the face paints, it's kind of odd because each time you go into the store, it's not going to save the fact that you've bought the face paint. So this is kind of confusing for me, and on my live stream, I was wondering what's going on. Each time you go into the face paint store or the haircut place, you're going to have to re-buy the face paints. However, if you purchase them once, they will be saved forever, and you'll have the opportunity to buy them, 5 or 6 months from now. I know that's kind of confusing, but basically the way the face paints work is you buy them. If you were to go back into the store, it would say you wouldn't have purchased them, but you still technically have, and then months and weeks down the road, you'll be able to equip them even when it's not Halloween season. And as far as the bobbleheads and horns go, if you have a vehicle that you want to apply a funny bobblehead to, like all the Halloween ones, I would get them now. And same with the horns, because they will be disappearing on November 15th. And if you haven't purchased them, they will not be available in the game. That's something you're going to need to grab before you actually run out of time. And once again, that's happening on November 15th. I told you guys Rockstar is being very ambiguous. They also didn't mention anything about the Yuga Classic or the Tornado Rat Rod, which in my opinion would have fit perfectly with this Halloween theme. So I'm not sure when they're going to be released. Once again, there's 2 dates here that Rockstar mentioned. Monday, November 7th, and then Monday, November 15th. And I'm not sure when Rockstar could, do another event week where another vehicle could be released. Could it be the day after the 7th, November 8th, Tuesday? Or would they have to wait all the way to November 16th, that Tuesday? That seems like a long time for no new vehicles in online, especially considering we have 4 left. So that's actually really crazy. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below, though. Let me know what you think about all of the Halloween content, the Sanctus, the T-shirts, the Lost in the Damn Adversary mode, and a whole lot more, all the old content that was added into Grand Theft Auto Online as well. I'm going to have one more Grand Theft Auto 5 video coming out later today, so that should be pretty cool. Look out for that, as well as a really fun live stream doing some epic Halloween stuff here on my channel soon. So like I said, wait out for that. That's going to be happening later today. If you did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.